One crisp morning, Ethan Caldwell stared at his electric bill in disbelief, the numbers mocking him like a cruel riddle. $320 for a single month. Just 3 months ago, it had been a modest $70. Ethan, a 28-year-old video game designer who lived frugally in a 2-bedroom house he'd inherited from his grandfather in Willow Creek, a manicured suburban enclave, couldn't fathom what was draining his power. His daily routine was Spartan: a laptop for coding, a mini fridge, a microwave for quick meals, and LED lights he rarely used past 9 p.m. The house, nestled in a community where every driveway gleamed and every hedge was sculpted, came with a spacious garage Ethan used as a makeshift office. The garage door opener had been broken for months, but since he biked everywhere, he hadn't bothered fixing it. Yet here he was, bleeding money to the utility company for power he wasn't consuming. Suspicion gnawed at him. Was the meter faulty? Had someone hacked it, like those stories about crypto miners siphoning electricity? Determined to catch the culprit, Ethan bought a discreet security camera and mounted it in the garage, angled to capture the electrical panel and outlets. His plan was simple: record any tampering and nail the thief. What he uncovered, however, was a scandal far darker than he'd imagined. The camera's motion alerts pinged his phone at 5:10 a.m. daily. At first, Ethan chalked it up to stray cats or raccoons. But on the 4th day, reviewing the footage, he nearly dropped his coffee. A sleek, chrome-trimmed golf cart glided into his garage, driven by Vanessa Hargrove, the HOA president. Clad in designer athleisure and oversized sunglasses that screamed pretension, Vanessa plugged the cart into an outlet by his grandfather's old workbench, checked her phone, and left in a gleaming BMW SUV. The whole operation took 4 minutes. Ethan's jaw tightened as he realized this wasn't a one-off. Vanessa had turned his garage into her personal charging station, exploiting his predictable schedule to steal electricity while he slept. Digging through weeks of footage, Ethan confirmed the pattern. Every morning at 5:10 a.m., Vanessa's golf cart waltzed in. She'd even grown bold, lingering on weekends to clean the cart, organize its contents, and eyeball his grandfather's tools as if they were hers. Worse, she photographed his electrical panel, took notes on his power usage, and fiddled with circuit breakers. This wasn't just theft, it was a calculated invasion, a power play by a woman who thrived on control. Ethan, a conflict-averse introvert who preferred coding puzzles to neighborhood drama, felt something shift inside him. He wouldn't confront Vanessa directly or stoop to petty vandalism. Instead, he'd outsmart her, using the same ingenuity he poured into designing game traps. His first move was to trace how Vanessa accessed his garage. After hours of phone calls, he learned the truth. 2 months earlier, he'd hired a local company to fix his garage door opener. The technician, a nervous 19-year-old named Dylan, admitted that Vanessa, posing as an HOA official conducting a safety audit, had persuaded him to hand over a spare key. She'd played the authority card flawlessly, exploiting Dylan's inexperience. Ethan's blood boiled, but he stayed focused. A search through neighborhood social media groups revealed Vanessa's playbook. Over 2 years, she'd filed complaints against residents for minor violations: unauthorized wiring, unpermitted garage use, suspicious power spikes, only to drop them after cooperation. Ethan saw it clearly now. She wasn't enforcing rules. She was scouting targets, testing their defiance, and moving on to softer marks like him. Then came an unexpected visitor. At dusk, a haggard man rang Ethan's doorbell, introducing himself as Nathan Hargrove, Vanessa's husband. His eyes darted nervously, his voice barely above a whisper. "She doesn't know I'm here," Nathan said, clutching a folded paper. Over coffee, he unraveled Vanessa's past. Fired from a top law firm for embezzling client funds to feed a gambling addiction, she'd escaped charges by resigning quietly. The humiliation had warped her, turning her into a control freak who micromanaged Nathan's life and weaponized her HOA role to dominate the neighborhood. The garage scheme wasn't about saving money, it was about proving she could take whatever she wanted. Nathan handed Ethan a list of Vanessa's schedules, social media logins, and names of HOA board members suspicious of her finances. "She's dangerous," he warned before slipping away. Ethan didn't want revenge, he wanted justice. Drawing on his game design expertise, he crafted a device: a timer relay that cut power to any outlet drawing over 15 amps for more than 5 seconds. It was legal, harmless, and invisible, designed to make Vanessa's charging attempts fail inexplicably. The next morning, at 5:10 a.m., Ethan watched from his bedroom window as Vanessa's BMW pulled up. She moved with practiced ease, plugging in her cart. The green charging light blinked. 1 second, 2, 3, 4, 5 click. The garage went dark. Vanessa froze, then scrambled for her phone's flashlight, muttering in frustration. She tried again. Same result. After 3 failed attempts, she stormed off, already dialing repair services, oblivious to Ethan's silent triumph. By 8 a.m., Vanessa returned with an electrician, a burly man from Harper Electric. Ethan observed from his living room as she gestured wildly, demanding answers. The electrician tested every outlet, finding nothing wrong, and left after handing her a bill. Vanessa's composure cracked, her face a mask of barely contained rage. That afternoon, Ethan's neighbor, Zoe Carter, a 23-year-old Twitch streamer who'd bought her house with crypto earnings, knocked on his door. Vanessa's asking everyone about electrical issues, Zoe said, grinning. Also, I caught something wild on my new streaming rig. Her footage, recorded by chance, showed Vanessa's morning fiasco in crisp detail, complete with her exasperated curses. Zoe proposed editing it into a viral video titled Cart Crasher. They spent hours crafting a biting montage, adding snarky captions and slow-motion replays. By midnight, the video racked up 60,000 views, with comments roasting Vanessa and sharing HOA horror stories. The video caught the eye of Marcus Delaney, a retired Chicago PD detective living 3 houses down. Over coffee the next morning, Marcus revealed he'd been probing Vanessa's HOA finances for months, suspecting fraud. His folder brimmed with evidence, fake maintenance contracts, phantom security upgrades, and deposits matching Vanessa's shopping sprees. Your garage stunt gave me the proof I needed, Marcus said. She's not just stealing power, she's looting the HOA. Ethan's simple timer had exposed a criminal mindset, bolstering Marcus's case. Vanessa struck back with a vengeance, calling an emergency HOA meeting to paint Ethan as a hacker sabotaging community infrastructure. The notice, dripping with legalese about property damage and legal action, aimed to intimidate. Ethan arrived early, laptop in hand, ready to flip her narrative. The community center buzzed with nervous whispers as Vanessa, in a power suit and severe bob, accused Ethan of cybercrime and dangerous wiring. Her theatrics painted him as a reclusive tech villain. When she finished, Ethan connected his laptop to the projector and began his presentation, The Vanessa Hargrove Files, a study in HOA corruption. Slide by slide, he exposed her garage trespasses, backed by timestamps and footage. The room gasped as Marcus stood, flashing his old badge and announcing a 6-month investigation into Vanessa's fraud. Then, 80-year-old Mrs. Ellison revealed Vanessa had used her shed for HOA storage, only for it to hold incriminating files. For more residents shared similar violations. The final blow came when Nathan stood, voice steady, confessing he'd falsified HOA records under Vanessa's threats. I'm divorcing her and cooperating with police, he declared. Zoe's livestream, now at 12,000 viewers, turned the meeting into a public trial, with Cart Crasher trending nationwide. Vanessa's mask slipped, her eyes wild with panic. She didn't surrender. Within 24 hours, Vanessa hired a cutthroat law firm, filing a $3 million lawsuit against Ethan, Marcus, Zoe, Nathan, and others, alleging cybercrime, defamation, and conspiracy. The complaint was a fever dream, casting Ethan as a master hacker framing an innocent HOA leader. It demanded access to his devices, a move that backfired by granting his team access to hers. Ethan, facing financial ruin, spiraled until Marcus arrived with a bombshell. Ethan's garage recordings captured Vanessa discussing money laundering and framing him with a partner, Victor Ramsey, an HOA president 15 miles away. The FBI, already tracking a multi-state HOA fraud ring dubbed Operation Green Lawn, pounced. Ethan's timer had logged anomalous power usage, flagging his account and exposing Vanessa's unreported income. Federal agents raided her home, Victor's office, and other sites, uncovering a hidden vault with hard drives detailing a $2.8 million scam across 40 neighborhoods. Vanessa's desperation peaked with a smear campaign, spreading fake criminal records about Ethan and attempts to hire dark web enforcers. At 3:47 p.m., agents led her away in handcuffs as Zoe's livestream hit 2.5 million viewers, capturing her frantic evidence destruction. 6 months later, Vanessa was sentenced to 7 years for fraud and racketeering. Her assets funded $25,000 in restitution for Ethan. The HOA, now led by Marcus, embraced transparency with open financials and citizen oversight. Ethan turned his garage into a community hub, with Vanessa's golf cart gifted by Nathan repainted for neighborhood use. A new 4-second timer, with a cheeky LED message, powered a free charging station. Zoe's videos sparked a national HOA reform movement, and Ethan, once a recluse, became a community pillar. As kids counted down the timer's seconds, Ethan reflected on his accidental heroism. Vanessa had mistaken his quiet nature for weakness, but his clever trap exposed a criminal empire. The story, still debated online for its audacity, proved one truth. When pushed, an ordinary coder could outgame a corrupt queen, turning her own arrogance into her downfall.